Hey guys, so we're looking to break down the trade which we actually did have for the week, especially the trade which we used in flipping 200 USD to 5,000, right? Now, this is practically an easy one. It's literally very easy, okay? You actually have to be patient. Now, once on the show, I see a lot of people asking and then expecting to get a signal every single day. You should understand one thing that the market always breed on the impatient, or let's say we're always going to hunt the impatient, right? If there's practically no setup in the market, you definitely, I'm assuring you, you definitely not get any signal. I won't personally send any signal if there's practically no setup in the marketplace, right? Because at the end of the day, we're looking at who actually gave out the trade call, and the blame is directly going to go to the person who actually gave out the trade call. Now, if the trade signals, if the trade criteria are not present, right? Giving out a signal is definitely going to look like a gambling, or it's going to be like a gambling play, okay? We should understand that the market actually has trade criteria that we actually look out for. And then if you're being present, then definitely we're getting a trade call, right? Now, one thing is sure, whenever we have a valid and a very correct setup, right, you're always going to get precise entries on them, okay? Now, I don't want you to be wondering, and a lot of you who have been with me have been able to take up this perspective and then run flips, right? Now, flips don't actually have to be every single time. We actually have eight setups which we look out for to be able to initiate this particular flips, right? Now, taking a look at what price actually did present for the week, we actually did not get any A setup, right? We actually did see price going all the way to the upside until this particular point. Hence, we did miss out on this. Okay, we did miss out on also a setup right at this particular point. And it's practically okay. It's practically okay, right? We get no setup at all sometimes. We really did get the presence of a setup on Thursday, right? Which is where the patience comes in, right? Now a lot of persons we are screaming for signals and so on, right? But you actually can't do anything when the market is not giving you anything, right? So let's break down this particular setup that enabled be $200 to $5,000, right? So taking a look at the daily, So this right here is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. So all the way from Monday, I'm literally going to map this out, right? This is Monday. Okay. Now going straight up to the lower time frame. Scroll. Now, on Monday, right, we did see the presence of a bullish engulfing candle, which price failed to tap into, right? Meanwhile, we actually did get a rally of the weekly level. Okay, so if you take a look at the weekly time frame, we did see the presence of a bullish engulfing candle right here. Okay, so this is the presence of a bullish engulfing candle. And if we take a look at the lower time frame, which is specifically the 4 hour time frame, as I did illustrate, right, you actually want to see an SNL level price. Okay, so this is a blind spot right here. Okay, we did get the presence of a blind spot, and refining this particular blind spot, we did get a 30 minutes demand. We can see that our entry at this particular point, we did see price rally, okay, coming back into this, which is specifically going to be more like a pain in the ass, okay, holding this particular trade all the way from this particular point, and then price did give this crazy rally all the way to the upside, okay. Now we did tap into the 4 hour, we did tap into the daily time frame, okay. So I will be breaking down this particular daily setup, okay. Now we did see a rally all the way to this impulsive bearish candlestick. And if you have been following us, you will understand that we'll be calling every single trade level from the daily to the daily to the daily to the daily, right? Ranging from the daily to the daily, 4 hour to the 4 hour. Every single trade level on gold, we have been calling this, right? And if you've been with us for a very long time, you'll see that we've been calling every single trade level all the way to the T, right? Now, seeing this price action, what prompted this particular sell level? What prompted this particular impulsive candlestick to the downside? Now, this is the hack. This is a domino break, right? This is practically a domino break, and refining this, we did see price tap into this, and then we started with the sell-off, right? Price started giving a bearish push to the downside. Hence, we actually did get an impulsive bearish day, and then we did close bearish on this, right? Scaling into the weekly level. Now, this particular level that compared to the sales came in to actually push price straight up into the weekly, okay? Straight up into the weekly, and we did see price did drop all the way into the weekly time frame, okay? Now, having this in price, we actually did see the presence of the daily prices rally all the way from the 4-hour blind spot, right? Straight up back into the daily. Okay. Now, this is a daily engulfing candle, and you all know that every single um candlestick right there on the chart, bearish or bullish, actually has the presence of an SNL level listed in it, right? Which I always say, a bullish engulfing candle has an SNL level listed in it, or inside every engulfing candle, you actually have an SNL level, and inside every SNL level, you actually have the presence of a bullish engulfing candle, right? So I will be scaling straight up to the 4-hour time frame to find this. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, did we actually get a full clean setup, right? This is a QMO, which is practically not really visible to the chart. You can also call this a listed level, okay? But scaling to the 1-hour time frame to look out for a cleaner setup, right? So this right here is the presence of a QMO. Okay, this is practically the presence of a QMO. And since you actually did get this QMO in price, you actually want to scale down to the lower time frame, specifically the 15 minutes time frame. Now, on this particular 15 minutes time frame, right? On this particular 15 minutes time frame, we did refine straight up to get the presence of a demand, okay? A supply, my bad, a supply. Now, the reason why we went straight up was the fact that on the 1 hour time frame, we did get a blind spot, then scaling straight up to the 30 minutes, we did see scaling straight up to the 1 hour, okay? We did see the presence of a QMO, and then on the 15 minutes time frame, we actually want to see the presence of a supply or demand, right? Now, this is practically a bearish candle with a wick. So this practically is our supply zone, right? Hence, we actually did map this out. Now, with that being said, we did see that off price pushed to the downside. We did see price filling up this particular gap, filling up this particular gap. Expect price to give you the opposite movement. Okay. Now this is the little hack. This is one of the hack. Okay. So if you actually do have this gap in price, you actually do have this gap in price, you actually do have this gap in price. Okay. Now if you actually don't want to be stuck in all of this particular range, what you could do right there is look out for a 1 minute SNR level, which you can use to trade off this particular point, right? So we do get this particular gap right, okay? Now it entails that you actually want to look out for a 1 minute SNR level at this particular point to fill up this gap. And we actually did get to this particular gap, okay? You actually want to look out for a 1 minute SNR level to fill up this gap. So you would have capitalized on impulse to this point, impulse to this particular point, right? Same thing right here, we actually did get the presence of an impulse right here. Look out for a lower time frame SNL to fill up this particular gap and so on. But that's going to be a video for another day. Now we're back to this, right? Now price comes all the way into the daily level, okay? Into the daily level, and we actually want to look out for the presence of our entry criteria, right? Now, this is what I'm also talking about. You can see this particular gap in price, and you can also see this particular gap in price, okay? Now, on this particular note, we actually do have this gap. We also have this gap in price, okay? Now, price comes into this particular point, you actually want to map out, I will have to give you one. So this is it, okay? Now, the next criteria we look at for is the presence of an exhaustion point, okay? We actually see the impulsive movement, and then we actually want to see the presence of a shackle, okay? So on this particular note, scale to the 30 minutes to look at for value shackle. All right, so we did get the presence of a shackle at this particular point, okay? We actually did get the presence of a shackle at this particular point. Now this all the way into this particular point came in during Asian section, and we actually don't take our entry during Asian section, right? We actually wait for a confirmed entry. And since we're practically playing of the daily, okay, you actually don't scale in using the 15 minutes time frame or 15 minutes engulfing candle. Whenever you play of the weekly, daily, you actually make use of the 1 hour engulfing candle. Whenever you play of the 4 hour, you make use of the 15 minutes engulfing candle. That is specifically for your entry, right? Now, price coming into this particular point, we actually get the presence of the 1 hour engulfing candle, okay? we literally did get the presence of a 1 hour engulfing candle. What happens after that? Okay, so as I did show you all, you can literally scale in using 50% of the engulfing candle. Okay, as I did say, if you're particularly looking to not play impulsive flips, right? You actually want to scale in based on 50% of the candlestick, and it's all dependent on how you actually want to play it, right? So this is it. We're scaling right at this particular point. Okay, this is the reason for the yellow line right here. This is where my entry is always nested at, right? So entry at that particular point, and you actually want to flow with the price all the way to the downside. Now, remember, this is practically a daily to daily, so you can literally hold this as long as the daily is literally intact, okay? So entry at this particular point, and also goes right at this particular point, right? Now, this would have entailed a bigger SL, okay? Now, in respect to flip, as you particularly know, right? In respect to flip, now, since you actually do have this 1 hour level, you actually want to scale down to the lower time frame, specifically the 30 minutes or 15 minutes time frame to look out for a QML, okay? Now, at this particular point, this is a QML nested at this particular area, okay? So if we check the screenshot on where I sent the setup, you would actually see that we did make use of the bearish candlestick closure, right? And then SL was at a high. So price coming into this QML level, this was it, okay? Now, there's specifically another entry pattern which will entail the flip, right? That is a flip setup, okay? That entails refining and refining and refining, which we are literally not going to be looking at right now. So hence entry was taken straight up with price coming back for the 1 minute entry flip, right? Now, what is the 1 minute entry flip all about? Now we take a look at this. Okay, we take a look at this. Now this is practically the presence of a 30 minutes engulfing candle, and you can see that price did come back to retest it. Okay, so that is where the 1 minute entry was taken off from, right? We did see an engulf price came back into this. Okay, so this is more like a little hack in price. Okay, now you're bearish, so you actually want to capitalize on bearish engulfing candles strictly. Okay, now they shouldn't be off key levels. You should try as much as possible to make sure that you don't take your entries off key levels. Okay, so let's say you actually do have a level to the left, and you're looking to like that is a 4 hour key level or a 4 hour engulfing candle, right? And then you're practically looking to like take a trade at that area to like follow with the original trend. That is to say the sells, right? The retracement might definitely and will definitely kick you out. Okay, so we actually do get to the presence of this, and this engulfing cloud is practically coming in at the presence of, or in the presence of this particular 4 hour engulfing candle. Okay, so we see this enter right here applies this scale all the way to the downside, and we did propel all the way to the upside. Okay, so we actually have to try as much as possible to be very, very careful about that. So entry was taken straight up at this particular 0.50 level, and then we actually did scale all the way to the downside. Now, this is a daily to daily, hence we actually would see price sell off straight into which particular level are we looking to see price rejection from? This is a daily blind spot right here, okay? So we did see sales from this particular area to this is over 700 pips in price. We actually have um over 700 pips, right? Now, if you look at like flip, that is practically on a 0.01. Okay, you actually have 70 books right there, and then on a 0.10, you actually have 700 years, right? Now, this is based off a daily flip level, okay? So you can understand what is literally being embedded right there. Now, this is particularly good also. So the impulse is usually very, very crazy, right? Because I did say this is all an easy peasy if you actually put in the work, right? You actually need to understand the concept of engulfing candles. In every single bullish engulfing candle or bearish engulfing candle you have on the chart, you actually would always get the presence of an SNL level, okay? And in every SNL level, you will always get the presence of a bullish engulfing candle on the highest. So it's practically easy, and then you literally don't need to complicate it, okay? Now, we did see those buys, which we did call straight up, right? We did see the same thing right there. Okay, you should what this up. So we actually did call a long-term buys. You all remember this, right? This is the presence of a long-term buys right here. Bullish engulfing candle price tapped into this, and what actually happened after that? What actually happened after that? We actually did see price rally all the way to the next engulfing candle. This is over 1,500 pips, right? This is over 1,000 plus pips, right? On a 0.10, you actually have yourself over $8,000 account or 1,500 US, right? Just from understanding the concept of this, right? So, bro, like, don't slack on this. Don't slack on this. Now, you will wonder how I do this because this is practically the same setup, okay? This is practically the same setup. The same thing applies to every single asset you can see by the price. BTC, any single asset you can think about, okay? So it's literally easy. All you actually have to do is put in the work, bro. If you decide to like stick to trading off the 4 hour time frame, perfectly fine. If you decide to stick to trading of the daily, you're going to get movements like this. Okay, you're going to definitely get movement like this. This was a daily. We did give a rally, and then price continues to the downside. You're always going to get impulsive movement like this, catching impulsive movement, and then capitalizing on the re-impulse, right? And if you're trading off the 4 hour, you're going to pretty much catch 200 pips, 300 pips, 200 pips, 150, and so on. But of the daily, be rest assured you're going to have over 1,500, 600, and so on, right? Now it's literally up to you to decide which you actually want to go for. If you're looking to like play off the signals, I would advise at least you should actually know what kind of setup we trade. You get me right? Because at the end of the day, we're literally not going to look into it, give you signals forever. Okay. 90% of the people in the community came in with the fact that they actually wanted signals. And it's literally a good one seeing them frame these setups for themselves and then be able to capitalize on it massively, right? And we're looking to see you do the same. So that is it, guys. It's all an easy peasy. Get me right? So I'll see you guys on the next slide. We look to do crazy flips next week, right? That's it, guys.